The world of Cyberpunk 2077 is run by two large entities, the corporations and the booster gangs. Boosters, as they're known, are bands of street gangs sometimes enhanced with cybernetic tech. Each of them has their own motivations, and some are incredibly violent, but all of them are territorial. I'll be diving into some of the lore from the pen and paper RPG Cyberpunk 2020, as well as some of the tips we've received via the trailer, and filling you in on some groups that you may encounter in Night City when Cyberpunk 2077 finally hits shelves. In the pen and paper RPG, gangs come in a variety of flavors, the first among them, Chromer gangs. According to the wiki, these gangs center their activity around their favorite rock bands, interpreting song lyrics as direct orders from their favorite musicians. Most Chromatic Rock gangs are prone to random acts of senseless violence. We may have already seen a member of one such gang in the concept art shot here. As I pointed out in my concept art video, which you can view by clicking the card in the top right now, he's holding an album that alludes to a singer by the name of Silverhand Johnny, a musician turned mercenary who sported a chrome arm himself. Combat gangs are a bit different. Their acts of violence are more elaborate, almost like rituals. Most of these gangs spend their time quarreling with each other, but once they declare war, they won't stop. The Trauma Team may be one such gang, and we've seen a few glimpses of them, both here in concept art and in the actual trailer. Poser gangs are an interesting bunch. These gangs specifically try to emulate someone famous. It could be a movie star, or even a historical figure. In Cyberpunk 2020, there was actually a poser gang by the name of Jack the Rippers, styled after, you guessed it, the famed serial killer of the same name. They were responsible for countless murders across Night City. Hopefully we don't run into them, but we may run into a poser gang based on this celebrity from the trailer. Let's hope they aren't as terrifying as the Jack the Rippers. Cult gangs are made up of members who are dedicated to a specific set of beliefs or an ideology. They can definitely be considered extremists both in their beliefs and actions. We may have encountered a cult gang already, both in screenshots and in the trailer. This gang member belongs to a cult of transhumanists looking to meld themselves with technology as much as possible, becoming more machine than human. We'll be encountering them in-game and may have to deal with them or fight against them, and it will probably be up to the player. With the bustling nightlife in Night City, you can almost be certain we'll run into a party gang. These gangs like to party, smash, steal, and deal drugs. They also commit the occasional mugging just for fun. To these gangs, life is a party. One example in the original pen and paper game is the Piranhas, a gang that would mostly leave you alone if you stay out of their way, so if you see them in-game, make sure you do. Some of the other gangs are generally harmless, but very interesting nonetheless. Prankster gangs are generally peaceful groups that like messing with people for fun. One such gang is the Philharmonic Vampires from Cyberpunk 2020. I doubt we'll be seeing them in 2077, but things should get interesting if we do. They tend to beef with gangs like the Juilliard, a gang made up of street performers. Those are just some of the different gangs who may be trying to befriend you or kill you come launch time. I'll be delving into more lore and some more background information for Cyberpunk 2077 as time goes on, so make sure to stay tuned and check out my Cyberpunk playlist. And definitely make sure to sub for even more, and as always, thanks for watching.